Vols Big Orange halftime show as the Florida Gators up 17-7 with a late touchdown there right before half. Harrison Bailey with his first start in his Tennessee Vols career. Showed a little spark. We'll discuss that here live on the Big Orange halftime show with former Vols quarterback Jonathan Crompton. I'm Austin Stanley of A to Z Sports, live wherever you watch A to Z Sports on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch. Presented by BioPure Music City, changing the standard of clean, your disinfection service, BioPure Music City, and Ashbusters Chimney Service, getting your chimney, your fireplace ready to go before the cold winter months. Ashbusters.net is where to go. Crompton, I'll go ahead and let you start this thing off. What were your impressions and overall the first half? We'll discuss more in depth of Harrison Bailey in his first start, but what did you think of the first half so far?
I think our defense played well enough to win, to be honest with you. The one thing I would take back, and it just sucks, is that last drive, 3rd and 12. Don't go prevent defense, knowing that they're going to do some screen or draw in that situation and give up 17. We stop them there, we're going down. We're going into half, possibly only down 3. That one play, I think, kind of solidified that drive, which kind of upset me a little bit because our defense has kept us in this ball game. You know what I mean? Trask has thrown for 251, and outside of that one play in the last drive, they haven't been able to score a lot. So I'm encouraged by it. But if we go offensively, let's just call it like it is at the moment. We started a true freshman. We didn't really expect it, but we're all kind of encouraged by what we're seeing, but we're not doing a lot offensively. We're playing into his wheelhouse, which is obviously good coaching. So I'm not discouraged at all. I kind of like what I've seen, but I would like us to take a few more, I'm going to say shots, but meaning throwing the ball 10 plus yards down the field. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, hey, we're doing what we've done all year. Eric Gray, he's got 56% of our offense right now. We kind of expected it, but I didn't expect it to be out of the pass game as well, to have more receiving yards than rushing yards today. But overall, I am encouraged by what we're doing. We're only down 10 going into halftime. We get a stop coming, right here. Anything can happen. We keep it close in the fourth quarter. We got a really good shot at winning this game.
Well, and we'll get everybody's confidence level on the Vols' chance to win this game. I see some, there's a lot of different comments coming in. Josh saying run on 1st and 2nd down, then throw on 3rd down. Obvious play call. That is getting annoying to watch for sure. Steve Young saying the Vols are competitive. That's improvement. Well, I'll discuss that here in a second.
Agreement.
Let's see. The comments are flying in. B-Hall says he has enough pocket presence to take shots down the field. He has been off on the down the field throws. I don't think Josh Palmer has done a good job of helping out Harrison Bailey, but you've seen Harrison Bailey at least know how to move the football down the field, and so far he does have pocket presence that allows him to extend the play, and you've seen him being able to go in there and make plays with his legs, which has been impressive. Roy says Florida's taking it easy on Tennessee. Kyle says Bailey looks good. I haven't seen enough play action pass from Tennessee, which is a comment that I've seen from a couple people in the comment section. Why not? Why aren't they running more play action pass? Because Crompton, I commented early on in the game that I need to see Harrison Bailey throw the ball on early downs, and then the next first down opportunity they got, they went 5 wide. And I was like, no, that's not what I meant. Like, I didn't mean 5 wide. Like, you can do other things throwing on early downs besides just saying, okay, 5 wide, let's go.
Yeah, no, but at the end of the day, we're not really running the ball overly effectively. We've got a true freshman at center.
Right.
You know what I mean? He has got, at the end of the day, we expect that as a true freshman at the center position playing in this type of game. So it's not that he's playing bad. He's playing well enough because we're having time in the pocket. But it all starts with the center position up front. So when we don't have our experienced center in there, that does kind of play into the back of your mind about how we're going to run the ball. So if you notice, more of our run calls have been a little outside and or screen routes, which are an extension of the run game. So with that, we can't really do as much play action because we're not going and beating our head against the wall like we have in weeks past of straight downhill power run. So now we're trying to get it spread out a little bit, which also kind of shows you what they think of Bailey in the sense of he's a spread the ball around, spread it out more type of guy than what we have had. So I don't know if our run game is going to be as big as it has been. You know what I mean? Just straight downhill. Now we're probably going to see a little more like we did on the touchdown pass. That's a run play.
Right.
Great play design. So I think that's the reason why we're not seeing quote unquote play action. That is our play action now. Yeah.
I still think, even though you're right, I think Florida is not going to allow Tennessee to run the ball like we've seen the last couple of games where Eric Gray's had big games, but you can still at least give Florida the look that you're going to try to, and then run a play action to open something up behind those linebackers. Because from what I've seen from Harrison Bailey, he does look comfortable throwing the crossing routes in the middle of the field. And that's where young quarterbacks typically find their comfort zone early on in their career. And I haven't seen enough true play actions to at least make Florida's defense think a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll say it this way, just going from watching the game and analyzing it as it happens. Here's a pro and a con right here. The pro was when we went spread, had just an old school flood concept, go route deep over by Bayless Jones. He gets back all the way to Gray on the check down, right?
Right.
Well, if you go from the quarterback perspective, he had Jones open on the over route.
He did.
But
absolutely.
Here's the thing. At the end of the day, the positive is he got to his fourth progression.
Right.
The negative is Grantham saw that, and now he said, screw it, we're going man-to-man, make him throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, there's a pro and a con. He's not playing bad. He's actually playing well enough to give us a chance to stay in this ball game. But being a young freshman that hasn't gotten a lot of play time, and it's called like it is, he's gotten most of his play time in mop-up duty, got to throw maybe 2 passes here and there, or against Arkansas, just 2-minute drill where they're dropping deep, check it down. So this is his first real game action. We expect a couple of throws to be off. He had Bayless Jones on the inside seam route. He overthrew it. Hey, that happens. Look at Trask. He overthrew that over route on that last drive. Those things happen, right? But what I don't want to see is come back later when he had the you can call it a post or a kind of a rounded dig to Josh Palmer. Mm-hmm. You can't throw that one high. Right? You throw that in his body, hey, we might score that drive. So there's a learning curve, right? There's always going to be that with somebody his age in college football.
Sure.
But I do like that they're letting him throw it. Now they've shown we're going to have to beat man-to-man coverage. So now we're going to have to start dialing up some man-to-man routes and understand that back shoulders are going to come into play, but we don't need to think back shoulder. We need to react to back shoulder.
Yeah, that's a good point there. I agree with you. I think Jarrett Garantano would lean a little bit too much on back shoulder, and so these receivers are used to that. A to Z Sports, Big Orange halftime show. Florida's up 17-7. We're about 8 minutes into this halftime show with about 10 minutes left here. Let's discuss this, Crompton. I want to get your opinion on what you think that Vols offense will be in the second half, what the game plan is, but Florida does get the ball first. So I'm curious to hear what you think the Vols defense needs to focus on in the second half of this game. But first, let me tell you guys about BioPure. Protect your crew from the flu and the coronavirus with BioPure Music City, hospital-grade disinfectant. Have BioPure come out to your home or your business to disinfect your space. Keep your people healthy. At BioPure service with 615-635-0555. The electrostatic spray is quick and easy, leaves zero residue. It's safe for your pets. It's EPA regulated to kill the coronavirus and the flu. BioPure Music City, BioPureService.com is where to go here live on the Big Orange Halftime Show. Former Vol Jonathan Crompton, what's got you giggling there? Something in the comments?
I see that. Yeah, the last one says Vols defense needs to stop a damn slant route.
Yeah, that's true.
And here's the thing. This is what Florida has done well offensively in the fact of instead of just running straight slants, besides the one to Pitts right there, they're running juke routes.
Yeah.
It gets to the same position as the slant. It just takes a little longer. So that's their slant route this week.
Well,
but here's the thing. Here's the concerning part.
Yeah, one example I saw, Theo Jackson was playing like shaded like 2 or 3 yards inside, showing blitz. And then that juke route at the top got him to jump outside. Tony cuts in, first down.
And that's what I was about to say is the concerning part is we're playing a decent amount of 2-man, which is hard inside leverage, and we're still getting beat inside. Yeah. But the positive is we're getting to Trask a decent amount of the time Not necessarily with sacks, but pressure to make him throw it early enough that they're not really killing us on it. So our defense is actually playing well enough to keep us in this ball game outside of, like I said, that 3rd and 12 where we played just way too soft that drive. We were playing well. Just play your normal defense. It worked all game. The last drive, you don't have to change. That's what upset me. But I need to say this real quick because I meant to say this right at the beginning. Yeah. I love the fake punt. Freaking love that play call. No, all we got to do is catch it because we're outmanned and we know it. Love the play call. Love the design of the play call because if you notice in our earlier punt, we did the same exact motion, no big deal, all this, and kind of load them to sleep.
Yep.
Got to make that catch. But our defense did such a good job of not letting them get points that it didn't hurt us.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to have to take chances.
No doubt. The fake punt was great. I threw my hands up in the air. I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand. The punter puts the ball in the hands of a freshman wide receiver who's supposed to be a big-time playmaker of the future, and he just can't catch it. So, but it worked. It worked out okay in the Vols' favor.
It did.
A lot of comments on the Vols' defense and Jeremy Banks just getting absolutely torched. One, the Vols defense does not need to have Jeremy Banks guarding wide receivers in coverage. That's bad coaching. That's bad coaching. But Jeremy Banks, Crompton, I'm convinced the only thing Jeremy Banks can do on a football field is be a lead blocking fullback. I don't trust him to not fumble when he's a running back. I don't trust him to play coverage when he's a linebacker. He's pretty good downhill in the run game. So put him on the other side of the ball and let him open up some holes as a lead blocking fullback. That's all he's good at right now.
And we've said this numerous times this year. That shows the lack of depth that we have at the linebacker position when Jeremy Banks is having to start at linebacker.
Yeah.
And that's not a slight on him by any means. It's just the fact of he's not an SEC linebacker especially when you're asking him to guard Tony. Slight disadvantage. But you're right.
No SEC linebacker should guard Tony.
No, exactly. Put him a goal line fullback, goal line tight end. I'm all in for it.
That's it.
But that just shows the lack of depth we have at linebacker that we need to get better at. You know what I mean? It's just fine. He's having depth. The same linebacking crew does not play the whole game, right? Just like you have a nickel Sam. All the DBs, the same DBs do not play the whole game. You have 5 or 6 rotating. Same thing at linebacker. We just need a few more guys to give guys like To'o a break so they can be fresh when it counts, knowing that we've not been that great in the third quarter.
Right. Here's a good comment. RD Ripley says, have you seen anything from Bailey yet that makes you ever consider going back to Jarrett Garantano? I'll let you take that one, Crump.
I mean, I'm not going to say that I've seen anything that said let's go back to him, but I'm going to read stats, but I'm not a huge stat guy.
Sure.
We've only thrown for 71 yards, right? But the things that I have seen are the pocket presence and avoiding sacks. We know, he knows, we all know he's not going to outrun you, but I'm going to get positive yards and save the hit, get down, avoid the hit at all costs. So those are the things that I like to have seen so far. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we haven't thrown for a lot of yards, so it's not like it's eye-popping stats. But guess what? I'm going to say, like I said it earlier in the year, we went down to Miami, Casey Clausen, we threw for 88 yards, and we won. Right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as we win. We're in this ball game. He has helped us be in this ball game.
Yeah, so and Brian brings up.
I'm all in on him right now.
Brian brings it up. So far, no turnovers is a great thing because that's what you saw from Jarrett Garantano, the back-breaking turnover that ended it all. And Jeremy brings this up. He says they play harder for him. And I saw that too. I think this Vols defense comes out fighting in the second half of this game because they actually believe the quarterback's not going to kill the game for them. And that's a real thing. The Vols defense would always have in the back of their mind, JG's going to throw a pick 6 at some point. And it's not even going to be our fault. And we're going to lose by 20 plus. And the Vols defense is thinking that. And so I do think that they will keep their intensity level a lot higher, deeper into the game because they feel this way about their quarterback who's not going to ruin the game for them. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. I think another thing that comes into play is rivalry game, December. You can tell this is not Florida weather, right? It's a little chillier. And if we go ahead and pull this one out, we've ruined their college football playoff hopes. What better thing to do than ruin one of your biggest rivals getting to the playoffs?
Right.
Those things come into play. Now we got a true freshman quarterback. You can tell there's a little extra spunk this week.
No doubt.
For whatever reason. So I'm encouraged by that. Obviously, they've done a good job at practice this week. The thing that I will say, though, is we're going to have to take a chance, just like we did on that fake punt. I love that. But we're going to have to take a chance sometime on offense and get the ball deeper than 5 yards and under to give our guys a chance.
No doubt. No doubt. All right. Second half's getting close to being back. So let's do this. We do this every halftime show. We ask you guys your confidence level. What is your confidence level in the Vols winning this game 1 through 10? They're down 17-7. What's your confidence level the Vols winning this game down 10 at halftime? Florida does get the ball to start the second half coming up in a few minutes. But first, let me tell you about Ashbuster Chimney Service, ashbusters.net, your chimney experts. Before you get that fire going in your home this winter, make sure it's inspected. Make sure you get it swept out there. If you need some custom masonry, they do a fantastic job. I actually saw an Ashbusters van in my neighborhood again this past week because they do fantastic work. Again, ashbusters.net in the Nashville area, Middle Tennessee with ashbusters.net. If you're up in East Tennessee, I'm in Nashville, Crompton's in North Carolina. If you're in East Tennessee, ashbustersknoxville.com is where to go. So check them out. Your chimney experts, ashbusters.net. 1 through 10, a lot of comments, right? Confidence level in the Vols winning the game. Crompton, I'll let you start.
I'm going to go with what I never thought I would do to begin the year. I'm going to go an even 5. And I say that meaning, I'll be honest, I didn't think we would be this close at halftime. Right? The way that we played in weeks past. The energy that we played with so far, I know that we're not eye-popping stats, but guess what? It doesn't matter as long as you win the game, and we're in this ball game. The only reason why I'm going a 5 is we have been very, very, very bad in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Florida has been pretty good in the third quarter, but we put a really good defensive game plan together so far this week. I want us to see us go and take whatever wrinkle that we've had saved, because you're always going to save something, and pull it out early to keep momentum.
I was looking for the highest number. Dr. Jen, who's smarter than all of us because she's a doctor, says 7. So far, Dr. Jen, the 7 is the highest number I can find. I found 2 6s that I put up on the screen, but I think that 7 is as high as it gets. A lot of people are around 4, 2s, 3s, 1s, lots of 0s, lots of no chance. I think Colton's right. Tennessee's defense, if they're going to win the game, they're going to have a chance to get back into the game. They got to force a turnover on Florida's offense. And is it going to be intercepting Kyle Trask? Doubt it. Can you get a sack fumble because you have been getting to the quarterback a little bit? Louis says Todd said 8. So maybe 8 is the highest. Dr. Jen follows up, says, I have confidence in Harrison Bailey. I think I have confidence in Harrison Bailey too. And I think I have confidence in Bailey not being catastrophic like Jarrett Garantano has been. So you go with a 5. I'm lower. Mandy Allen with an 8. So we got a couple 8s out there. Adam says the Vols have left too much out on the field. I don't disagree with that either. They've got to get consistent offensive drives. They cannot shoot themselves in the foot. They have to play perfect football in the second half to win this game. That's just what it is. But I agree with you. Down by 10 at halftime was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. But Crump, I'm going down to a 2. I just don't think there's any chance really the Vols win this game. I want to see the Vols end with over 20 points. That's my goal. If you can score, just give me 2 touchdowns in the second half, and I will be okay with what they do offensively. That's what I'm watching a different game than everybody else. Just make sure the Vols offense scores some points in the second half. And then in the post-game show, we can talk about how we feel about Bailey, how Bailey makes us feel about Pruitt, and we're going to have a lot of good conversations in the post-game show.
Well, I'm going to say this before we go.
Okay.
In this half, sometimes in a game like this, your best defense is a good offense to keep their better offense off the field.
Let's see if it'll happen.
All we got to do is take a couple drives longer than 3 to 5 plays.
Yep. Let's see it. Let's see the second half, and we'll see you guys here at postgame right where you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. We'll see you for postgame. Thanks for watching, guys.